Hey, my friends. I am finally here, I think. I'm not sure of anything. Technology is not my friend tonight. I'm really sorry that it did all those things. And I intended to practice earlier and make sure it was going to work okay, but yeah, that didn't happen either. So I'm here. Oh, good. Facebook says I'm live. Woo-hoo. All right, hooray, hooray. I'm worried about my iPad not having enough power, though. So let's give it a little something. Make sure you have the right one plugged in. Too many cords. Let me know when you're here, though, okay? So I'm not just like fumbling unhappily by myself. Yay! Okay. Oh, you just can't even imagine. It's just one of those things. Yeah. So here's the short version. At like 6:30, Mom called. Now remember, I'm going live at 7. At 6:30, Mom called and said, "You're not going to believe this, but Zebo is her dachshund, by the way, who is this tall, got up on her bed and peed on the bed." I have no idea why or what possessed him. Oh, as far as my COVID family, we're all okay. So far, it's just Lucy. For those of you asking, if you don't know what happened, my granddaughter, well, my whole daughter's family was exposed. Yeah, it's a story. But anywho, and Lou is positive. Lou is 4. So we've all been really worried, but she's doing pretty well. She has a cold, symptomsy thingies. But right, Marianne, what dachshund can do that? So anyway, to add to our confusion today, that's what happened. So enough about me. I feel like a sitcom. It doesn't happen in real life. I had this really cool layout to do with you tonight. We weren't going to talk about crazy stuff, I promise. It's just like, are you kidding? And then I came in here, and usually I test it before we go live, so I don't have those issues. And Santa brought me a new iPad. Notice it's black over here, and it's not the one we're using. Well, every login that I own, which I tested already, forgot who I was. So I'm back to the old one. So we may, yeah. And nothing serious, really, nothing bad. Just like silly, crazy. All right. Golly. Okay, but I'm not using blue ink. If any of you know me, you know that blue ink is my nemesis, and I'm not using that tonight. So let's hope that we don't have any of those kind of accidents. All right, so let me show you what we're working with. I did not get things loaded. I promise they will be there as soon as we're done. This is a free simple for tonight. It will be in the store. If you're watching me for the first time and you're saying, "Lady, you've just been rambling for 10 minutes. What are you talking about?" We are Scrapbook Simple, which means we take the complicated scrapbooking dramas and we try and make them simple. So I'm all about not measuring. I don't want it to have to be centered on the page, and I want it, but I don't want to have to measure it. I want it to be and look right, but I don't want to have to do all the measuring and the gyrations. So I created simple SVGs. They are a combination of a scrapbook sketch, a simple sketch, and photo mats that go behind your photos to help pop them off the page, all in one, and your Cricut cuts them. They literally are simple. They're not complicated. Here's the one we're working with tonight. This holds 3 photos. When you put it on the page, it allows you to line it up really easy. They also come with shadows, most of them, not always. In 2022, they will. They'll all have shadows in 2022. Like, I don't know if you can see it because it's, oh, what color is this? I looked at it and I knew it earlier. Pebble. This is Close to My Heart Pebble. Notice on the Close to My Heart, and I posted this a while ago, they have a light side and a dark side to all of their colors, which really lets you use just one thing and get different colors. All right, so I'm going to bring you down and stop looking at me and start looking at the table. And I want to show you a few things that we're working with. This is not the paper I wanted to use because it's got a mark on it. I'll talk to you about how it got a mark on it later. But let's grab one that doesn't. Maybe. I think I have one right here. I do. This is from... This is the one I want. This is from the Deck the Palms set. Love this one. But I really... hey, Linda. I'm not really going on a tropical vacation anytime soon. So I'm going to pick and choose. This is pretty cool on this side. But tonight I'm going to use this, which coordinates with the mint. Remember, Close to My Heart puts the colors right here at the top so that you can tell what you need to work with. If you are matchy-matchy, it's super easy to find it. This is mint, and this is mint. So that's what I'm using. Let me show you quick. This is the simple once you bring it into Design Space. And I just wanted to show you this piece right here. What I did with it, let me, it's a little complicated, but not really. So I put it over here to make it, right? This, the first one that you see, that is the gray shadow layer, okay? So that is this gray shadow layer, okay? All right. I cut that out. That's out of Pebble. This is often what I use white for, but I decided to use the mint because it's lighter color, but I use the light side of the mint. Let me bring you back for a second and see. So here is the light side of mint. Flip it over and there is the darker side. See it? It's just a shade darker. Okay? But I wanted this piece, which is going to go right here. I wanted this to be the dark one so they would all kind of, they all match, they all go together, but it adds a little something and it doesn't blend it all in together. And I'm going to stamp on this one. Okay? All right. So how did I get that without wasting two pieces of paper? Because I need both sides, right? All right, so come back in here. So this one, go ahead, cut it. Come to this one, and now I am going to take the one I just cut, this one. I'm going to take the mat and load it right back in. Let me show you. I have it right here. It's just under some stuff. Okay, so let me bring you back down. Okay, so here's let me cover this up. So here's what I did and loaded this in and cut it. This is the light side, okay? Then I took this and flipped it and cut it here. Now let me show you what that means. You could have simply put this back in the machine, flipped it over, flipped your paper and gotten the dark side, right? But, I didn't want to do that. So here's what I had. I went ahead and I cut out my top layer of my simple like this. Now, this is what I have left. It didn't have this hole in it, okay? Assume this thing is here. Now, I wasn't sure if I cut it just the way it is, would it fit? I wasn't sure if that would work. So what I did was I wanted to flip it. So let me bring you into Design Space and show you how to do that. All right, so this is the layer that I'm going to cut. Remember, what you see is what you get. So wherever it is on the mat, that's where it's going to cut. Now, if I leave it right where it is right now, it's going to cut right here. That's not what I want. I want it to cut over here. So I come back in here and I take this and bring it all the way over. But then remember my worry, I want this to be out of the dark side, not the light side. So I simply went over here and said mirror. Cricut flips it, and then I went ahead and cut it. and I got this. Now, it's kind of a roundabout way to do it, but it worked. Now, another way, if you thought that was just, no, that's too confusing. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go back into the original, this screen, okay? So I'm going to take this over here, and I'm saying I want them out of the same paper, but I want one to be light, one to be dark. I'm going to flip this right here. So I'm just going to flip it, okay? Then I'm going to go up here to Color Sync, and I'm going to drag you up there. Now when I say make it, remember Cricut cuts by color, so it's going to do it like this, but it's flipped it already. I don't have to mirror, it's already flipped it. So when I go to cut it out, I can flip it over and it will fit on the little shadow where I want it. Okay? Just a little something to try and get the most out of your paper. So now I have this way, and to be perfectly honest, I think it fits either way. I really don't think it would matter. Yeah, it kind of fits either way. But sometimes it doesn't. So here's what we're doing, all right? I am going to glue you down to this. We went through a lot of adhesive this past week with my little creative helpers. I think you're empty. Yep, you are. You're empty too. Okay. We are going into the archives now. I have orders on my way. Oh, while I'm talking, Close to My Heart is doing this super cool sale this from now until, oh, it's called Boxing Day sale, which honestly was yesterday. But I don't know. Let me see how long it goes. I think it's different every day. They put new things in the store. It's all week. Okay. So let me show you while I'm playing with my adhesive. See today's special offers. So you come in here between now and Friday, different things show up. And they're all marked down. All right. So these are kind of cool. Some stamp sets that you might have missed. Black pigment ink, right? Some great colors. A 12 by 12 album in a retiring, I think it's retiring. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. Some Holly Jolly, if you've got some Christmas layouts that you needed. So when they're gone, they're gone. So it's a quick hurry up, grab what you really want. I picked up some, and I don't see them here anymore. They had some of the smaller 6x8 albums. And I got a black one and a sapphire one. Nope, there's none left. So anywho, that's what's going on in the Close to My Heart world, if you want to go check that out. In the simple world, I am busy designing simples for the January membership. Now, wondering what that is. If you are not in the January membership, you're going to want to check it out. Simply go here, and I know a lot of you have already done it. You're already there. You're ready to go. You're just waiting for me to get your toys in there, and we will. But if you're not sure what we're talking about, you're going to want to go to the classroom, and you're going to want to look at new classes, and it's this one right here. And what do you get when you join this? Well, you're going to get 10 two-page layouts in simples. You're going to get 6 simples that go with different packets. One is Sawyer and the other is Honey. They're not available yet. You can't get them till January, but they're so cool. It's worth holding on. We're going to have a Saturday morning crop where we're going to get together and share what we're working on. We're going to, it'll be in our private Facebook group that we have. And then I'm also going to give you a coupon code that allows you to get a discount if I have SVGs in my store that are not included and you like them. Then you can use your membership coupon code for members only. Right this moment, there are sales going on in here, so you should probably check it out if you missed any of these. Phew, that's enough of that. Okay, back over here. So we're glued down, right? We're ready to go. And I want to show you how a simple works. But first, I need to take this strip off the top, right? It's cool because it tells me the colors, but if you flip it over, it's got this awesome little zip strip of pattern that goes with the papers. So it gives you a border already built in. It's super simple to work with. We like simple, right? That is our middle name. So we're going to put this right here, line that baby up, and cut it off. No, we don't have Cricut do that because Cricut only cuts 11.49 by 11.49, right? Okay. So now we have this, which I might save for later. And then I have this, okay? So I don't have to measure. I can just look on here and eyeball where I think the middle is. Where does that look good? I usually look at these 2 points, wherever the 2 points are on the side, and figure it out. If it's gonna make you crazy, you can measure. Notice you can pop it down on your mat. You can use your Cricut mat if you need a little reference. This is great, the Close to My Heart mat, because it gives you all the measurements and your paper fits right in the middle. So if you're somebody who's going to be awake at night because you didn't measure, but this can help you, right? You can just put it here and say, okay, well, you're at about a 1/2 inch, you're about a 1/2 inch. We're good. I can live with this. All right? So then I like to stick this down once I get where it's going, but I'm going to do something different today. We are going to go and use one of my favorite stamping techniques, embossing powder and Versamark, and this adorable stamp, which is the January stamp of the month. Sweet little things. It just kind of fits me right this week. So we are going to use this sweet mama and baby bunny, and we are going to emboss him on our paper down here in the corner. So before I stick the simple down, I need to make sure that my bunny's going to fit where I want him. So bring him over. Notice when you open your stamp sets from Close to My Heart, they come with this little foam gizmo. Don't throw it away. I know, we're in the throwing away mode, but not this. This helps you get a better stamp. You're going to want to put this behind your paper, and when you stamp, it's going to let the photopolymer give it a little cushy, and it's going to work better, okay? So hold on to that. So let's see, where does Mommy and Baby Bunny go? She goes right there. I don't think I need the sweet little things. I might do the flowers next to Baby Bunny, but I think we're just going to go with one, okay? So I know it's going to fit. So this can get glued down, but since I'm messing around with the heat of an embossing gun, I'm going to wait. All right? Normally I glue this down before I go any further, but because I don't want to curl this or mess up my photos, I'm going to hold this until I get done. So slide this over here, and let's see, do you fit on here? Ooh, you do, just. I don't want to miss any part of you, Mr. Bunny. Mommy Bunny. But you need to put the flat side down on the thing. I'm going to go with a bigger one because I just don't like the way that's fitting. Okay. Now, the other piece to remember is when you get and start using a new Close to My Heart stamp, you need to wake them up. They've been sitting in that plastic container for a while and they're kind of pokey. They're not going to give you a good stamp. You need to wake these babies up. The easiest way to do that is take these thumbs and rub it on. You can then put it on your arm and give it a little nudge here and there. All right? You want to just give it a little wake up. Okay? Bunny's all awake. Now I'm going to take my Versamark, brandy new one. Okay, Versamark, remember, it's going to let that embossing powder stick to it. I'm going to open this first. I'm a little nervous about the mess I'm going to make. I'm using clear, which is not, it's going to make this subtle, okay? It's not going to scream a color. Later this week, oh, maybe this week, I don't know. My week has kind of gotten away from me with a few little surprises that I hadn't planned on. But I got a new tool that I want to work with. Close to my heart uses the Misty tool. It's available in my catalog. And I got the mini one. And we're going to play with that. But I don't know if it'll be this week. It might not be till next week. Just let's not promise things we can't do. All right, so this is my embossing powder. I'm going to ink up Mr. Bunny. I keep calling him that, and I want him to be a Mrs. Bunny. I'm not sure it matters. It's a bunny parent. All right, get him all nice and Versamarked up. Cover you up. And then I'm going to stamp him. No, I didn't drop that. You didn't see that, did I? Almost. Put my little piece of foam, line this up in the corner, and give it a push. Nice solid pressure over the whole thing. Oh yeah. Okay. Take this out. And now I need a piece of just plain white printer paper. Okay, I'm going to slide that under here, and I'm just going to sprinkle lots of embossing powder. Don't worry that you're wasting it or feeling like you've used the whole jar. We're going to save it. We're going to pick this up, shake off the excess. You really aren't going to see this, but you will eventually. All right, so then I'm going to put the excess, pour it back in. There. And then before you do anything, just because you might have some embossing powder that you've spilled on the table or somewhere else, just clear it all off before you turn on the heat, okay? All right, Mr. Bunny. Time for some heat. I want you to be able to see it. It's my favorite part. I love this. And you just hold the heat on it and you'll see him start to glow. There he is. Now I could have done this in a different color, gold or silver. I just like the subtlety of the clear. So let's bring it up here so you can see it, right? Oh my gosh, I love him. Okay, so there's Mama Bunny and Baby Bunny. And then we're going to take this, and now we're going to put this down. Okay. And again, we're going to eyeball where we want it. Make sure we have room for the bunny and his ears and all the pieces. And when you're good, commit. There he goes. Now I'm going to add my photos. All right, in honor of Lou, we're working with Lou photos tonight. So this has a space for 3 different photos, and we're using the 3x4 template. The template is back in the store. The tools, the simple tools are back in the store. They were gone for a little bit. I had to reorder, and with the holidays, I was worried about delivery. I won't be able to ship till next week, but they are in the store if you don't have the tools already. And this is what's going on right now. This is Lou being super safe. She's wearing a mask on her head and her face just in case. This is with her sister, both wearing masks, but we're going to go with just Lou on this one. All right, so this is one of her new Christmas toys. She's by herself in the playroom so that she can put her mask down to take a picture. She's being super good about all of this. She really is. So we are going to do, and so far, so good. It's only Lucy that's positive. We all test on Thursday. The rest of us, I know, she's super silly. And she's doing, I don't know, I haven't seen her. Well, in order to see her, I have to look in the window. So I'm like a stalker at their house. I had a present that was going to stay at my house, the frozen castle, but we decided it needs to go to her house. So I delivered that today, and I stood on their back deck and looked in the playroom windows so that I could see how it was going. That's what this was. This is when I was standing outside peeking in the windows. This is Lou yesterday riding on her scooter in a few minutes. She got really tired really quick and had to go inside, but it was kind of good for all of us to see that she's still okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of twist it a little because I want to get as much of her as possible, but I don't need the neighbors and I don't need the deck and I don't need all of that. This is the beauty of what you can do with the templates. You bring the focus. Now, this was a loop photo, and I printed it quick, so it's not super high resolution. It's not the best photo, but it will work, and it just shares so much about how she feels right now and how she's doing that makes all of us, the rest of us who were worried, super happy. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to see what we can do with Miss Goofball here. And we're going to get her double masking going on. She's all excited because she went for an official test today and said it was the last one. She's been kind of tired of getting tests every day. They've been testing to be sure they could do Christmas and Christmas Eve, which we all were, they were all negative, so we were good. But then the day after Christmas, Lou tested positive. Okay, so this is what we've got. I think this is where we're going to go with them. All right. Simple. So here's a page that, you know, really isn't all that difficult, but yet it looks like, because we added our little embossing to the bottom, we've added our shadowed and layered simple, which, yes, it will be in the store and it's free. Just give me a little bit to get it loaded. My dog episode, well, not my dog, my mother's dog, messed up my planning. Okay, so there's that, right? Now, this thing that I flipped and did in the dark and all those, I want that to be from this stamp set. I want it to be this one over here that says, "You make me smile." Okay? Now, I thought about doing it in the embossing, and I don't know how we're going to see it, but I'm going to try it because I like the idea of embossing, the embossing powder on all of it. I just don't know how it's going to show. Now, there is a trick. I'm not going to do it tonight, where you can emboss. You do it with your regular ink first, using the Misty. You do regular color ink first, then come back and do embossing ink on top of it, and it will show through the clear. But for tonight, we're going to be good with the clear. I think it's going to be enough. I think you're going to be able to see it, okay? Where's that paper? Put you under here. Versamark. So the reason I'm doing this tonight is to remind you that just because you're using a Cricut, just because you're using a simple SVG, doesn't mean that all your stamping techniques, all your fun, messy, gooey things that you might want to do that are not Cricut related You still do those, even though you're using a simple. It lets you decorate your pages as much as you want. Right? Okay, let's see how we're doing. So don't think, oh, well, I don't want to do something like that because I really like to make these pages my own. Guess what? You can. You can. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to pour this back in the jar. Oh, you can't see. Let me prove to you I can do it, you guys, and I didn't make a mess. I've also done this and sneezed on it. Yep, I have. Usually if there's a way to make a mess accidentally, not meaning to, I'll find a way to do it. All right, so come out here. You sometimes might like tweezers to use this, but the way my day is going, I'm not going to go search for them. So here's, can you see that at all? Right? Not much yet. Okay, let's watch it. Now, some people like to heat the back of it, and you can. There's nothing wrong with that technique. In fact, it's kind of good to go back and forth so that it doesn't curl on you. I like to do the front so I can see it because it just makes me so excited to see that part. Yeah, it's not quite as dark as I'd like it to be. All right. So, what can I, ooh, I know what I can do. I can use a sponge dauber and sponge over it, or let me just show you what this will look like. We'll flip it over now. It won't be the dark side like I thought I wanted, but that's okay. And let's and that goes there, and it looks much better to be able to read it. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of my foam tape. I do like the other side. I could have also taken a sponge and gone over it with some ink, and that would have made the embossing show a little better. But we get this. Okay, so now I have lots of room to add my journaling over here to tell the story about what is going on, our dates, and that this was our week of COVID Christmas. Okay? All right, so watch for this simple in the store, easy to find. And the other thing I'm going to tell you about is make sure that you are on my mailing list. And the mailing list is easy to find. It's right at the bottom of that page. Let me see if I can show it to you quickly. Yeah. Okay, so go to my website, right? Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see where it says subscribe. Make sure that you're in there. If you've been getting emails from me, you're in there in the last couple weeks because I've sent a few test ones. But if you're not, you know, if you sign up again, I think it'll just tell you you're already here. I don't think it'll let you do it again. Okay? All right, everybody. Well, I hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. It was exciting and wonderful and all of those things. It made me stop and realize what the simple little things are that make you happy. So have a great week. I'll probably pop in again later this week and share some new things, but definitely you'll be getting something mailed in your email from me before the end of the week. See y'all soon. Bye.